Hi, Jill D'Arpino with Aftermath of Suicide. Today I want to talk to you about the difference of sadness and depression. Um, Depression isn't something that we could just wish would go away, clinical depression, because it can't. And it's not something that we wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm going to be depressed today. That's what I choose to have. When you're clinically depressed, which is being diagnosed by a doctor, that you have depression that goes beyond weeks, months, okay? Excuse me, allergies. So the depression versus sadness and situational sadness, and we all have that. You can be sad, maybe your pet died, or you're bummed out, you wanted to go see a concert that was canceled, and those types of things, sadness and feeling down, and depression versus because you had a breakup. But clinical depression is a whole different ballgame, and having depression is, I mean, it can, it really changes your life. I can only tell you that when my son died in 2014, I hit rock bottom. I was in such a dark place. I didn't even know what to do. But thank God I was proactive, which you need to be. So please don't be in denial if you feel depressed for longer than a month. And it's especially if it's up and down and you kind of are depressed and you don't really have a reason to be. That's clinical depression, because it does come on. There isn't a reason. That's why the people that don't suffer with it don't understand that you can't just snap out of it. Go take a yoga class, or which I like yoga, but it's not something that you could just wish to go away because your mind tells you so. Clinical depression is debilitating, and 1 in 4 people are diagnosed with a mental disorder, according to suicide.org. And untreated depression is the #1 cause of suicide. So you can see how many mental illness, whether it's bipolar, whether it's schizophrenic, major depressive disorder, which is what I have, there are different types of, diagnoses that are a mental illness. Alcoholism and drug addiction is a mental illness. It affects your brain. So it's important for you to reach out to a good clinician that understands depression, and that's important to ask that when you are seeking out help. I see a psychiatrist for my medication because psychiatrists today don't actually see patients like a session. It's strictly to manage and monitor your medication, which I have to tell you, I thank God that they invented it, because I was desperate. I needed help and I knew it. I couldn't do it on my own. And it's made a world of difference for me. I wish my son had just tried it. So for me, it is a big help, and I have 2 different types that my doctor recommends based on my diagnosis. And again, everybody's different. And it's not something that just kicks in a day. You have to give it time. So please don't listen to people or your family or friends that are against medication, because that's their opinion, but they don't live inside your head and deal with this type of pain internally except you. So it's a decision that you need to make. And not that I'm pushing that. I just want you to know that I'm definitely was open to it. Like I said, I was desperate. So as Dr. Phil said, you can't fix what you won't acknowledge, right? You can't fix what you won't acknowledge. So please don't be in denial that you could be depressed or that you think you could handle this by yourself, because you can't. It's way bigger than you. Please look forward to my book that will be coming out hopefully the end of June, called Overcoming a Life Destroyed. You can also reach out to me on my webpage, aftermathofsuicide.com. the Contact Jill page if you want to ask me a question. Until the next time I record, please stay well. These are very trying times. Help one another and be kind.